Welcome viewers to Historical Journeys. The sloppy waters of San Crescento de Bagni and Tuscany presumably aren't the primary spot you'd need to visit during an outing to sun-kissed Italy. However, when parts of bronze sculptures rose to the surface during an archaeological dig, specialists understood that they were seeing something one of a kind. There's no question that it was a shocking sight. However, it was a genuinely uncommon find. For sure, it was one that really would modify the set of experiences books. Archaeologists are bewildered after old sculptures rise up out of the mud. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It only takes a second, and you won't miss any of our future videos. Let's get started. This sculpture, which goes several 1,000 years to the hour of the Etruscans and the Romans, was uncovered toward the beginning of October 2022. As we find out increasingly more about the world's far-off past with revelations like this, our reasoning is continually being changed. The group exploring the district is driven by teacher Jacopo Tabali, a specialist on the old Etruscans, and their set of experiences from the College for Outsiders in Siena. San Crescento di Bagni is a ridge cooperative in Siena territory, Siena being its capital city. It's a vacationer location without a doubt known for having wonderful perspectives. However, numerous who visit may not know about the area's archaeological importance. The spot made its name hundreds of years prior through a characteristic element which pulled in extraordinary interest from the mightiest developments. What was this element? There's something in the water, you see, explicitly the hot kind. Popular for its warm spring water, San Crescento de Bagni turned into the ideal spot to introduce warm showers. These spas of San Crescento de Bagni have attracted archaeologists to dive underneath the surface and see what the progression of time has stowed away. The 2022 revelation has brought to mind a striking exhuming from 1972, when sculptures of the exemplary fighters, additionally made of bronze, were tracked down in Calabria. However, this time, things are somewhat more energizing because of reasons we'll go into as our story advances. Specialists realize they were onto something when parts of bronze showed up from the antiquated entanglement. When the investigation was finished, the group had an exceptional 24 complete sculptures. The sculptures apparently address divine beings, for example, Apollo, a comprehensive god of old Greece, as well as Hygieia, who encapsulates great well-being. You could try and think that cleanliness, sovereign cleanliness herself, played a hand in procedures. We'll go into the meaning of the group's finds and what cleanliness has to do with it in only a bit of spot. As we referenced, the sculptures come from a period of Etruscans and Romans. It was, as a matter of fact, a period of commotion. We consider Old Rome an all-vanquishing realm, which molded numerous parts of current culture we know today. For this situation, that was the Etruscan civilization, which involved the focal point of Italy between the 8th and 3rd hundreds of years BCE. The Etruscans are related with the antagonist of and culture, Iron Age, and inhabitants of Italy. However, at last it is muddled where they came from. By around 750 BCE, what we presently know is the Etruscan character was laid out. They depended on assembling and exchange, as well as its utilization in sculptures. To them, the Etruscans sent stoneware and iron in addition to wind and consumables, for example, pine nuts. Things gazed upward for the Etruscans. They had a slice of the pie. However, different powers were ravenous for more. What's more, 540 BC came the clash of Eulalia in the Sardinian Ocean, where a genuine Rhe and Carthage needed to combine efforts against Greece. The tremendous Mediterranean locale was looking progressively swarmed. The greatest fishes in the water were the Archaeologists, who figured out how to cause a harm to the Etruscan development from Sicily, and 474 BC and 384 BC, the Etruscans were gone after both adrift and on the coast. The last option date saw ports designated and brought somewhere near workers of Dionysius I. These blows affected on exchange, and thus success that deteriorated. Sometime in the past, Rome wasn't viewed as a very remarkable danger to a genuine region. The Roman-Etruscan wars are positively known about, yet records of the period don't offer a lot, and there's no conclusive course of events. The Etruscan city of Veii, a simple 9 miles from Rome, was more than once gone after from 483 BC onwards. Somewhere else, fights were battled against Greece on the water. Quick forward to 437 BC, and war had erupted again among Veii and Rome. An amazing attack went on until 396, so all in all it was down set and matched to the Romans. In a more extensive setting, Etruscans were steadily tumbling to the powers of Rome. By 264 BC, the Romans had outmaneuvered the many different opponents to become leaders of Italy, so you could expect the Etruscan and Roman societies were against one another in each sense. All things considered, not as per the bronze sculpture disclosure made in San Casciano di Bagni. The sculptures pulled out of the mud by teacher to Bali convey engravings. The combination of dialects exhibits to archaeologists that Romans into Trotsky inns seem to have made peace when it came to otherworldly issues. Romans are known to have covered many hints of a confidence in life when they dominated. What specialists found is that instead of being thrown away, the Etruscan pieces were inside a strict safe haven utilized by Romans. The construction was then lowered in the hot water in roughly the principal century promotion, as referenced by teacher to Bali to rooters. The disclosure that when they weren't slicing and skewering each other for the sake of success, the different sides shared a request has been educational for specialists. Cited by Smithsonian Magazine teacher to Bali, expressed this revelation revises the historical backdrop of old workmanship. He gathered here Etruscans and Romans implored into a single unit. The disclosure likewise establishes a standard with regards to its extraordinary importance. Never before has such a significant corridor of bronze sculptures been uncovered connecting with this period in Italy. This region is realized in history hunting circles for its earthenware sculptures, bronze, then again, not really. Beside the life-changing strict aspect to the sculptures and the reality they're made of bronze, there are a truckload of marble sculptures from Old Greece that didn't go all the way because of multiple factors. For sure, we began this article by referencing how bronze body parts arise during teacher to Bali's unearthings. So it's profoundly amazing that the 24 sculptures were brought to the surface total and looking much as they moved in the day. The response behind the subject of conservation lies in the sloppy nature of the warm waters. The mud kept the bronze from being presented to oxygen, fixing it away from the desolates of nature. Microbes couldn't shape so the self-important could live on hundreds of years after the fact. However, it doesn't respond to every one of the inquiry specialists have in regards to why the sculptures are down there. Addressing Smithsonian Magazine, College of Siena Archaeologists, Chiara Thermo remarked on the fine pieces of jewelry and hoops worn by one of the bronze female portrayals. They might be sculptures, however, they appear to carry specialists up close and personal with a long-dead feeling of design, also exceptional old craftsmanship. How did the Etruscans and Romans make these sculptures in any case? In antiquated times, Greeks and Romans went through around 1,000 years making sculptures from bronze. When broken down, it held a fluid state for longer than at first. Sculptures resembled packs that could be bolted along with each part produced using a sheet of bronze. Wooden pieces could be utilized at times to shape the sculpture. Bronze sheets were set against a wooden slammed level. The entire procedure was called Farrell, cotton, or sledge-driven craftsmen's, then moved to the strategy for lost wax projecting. With this old strategy, a wax form is made of the sculpture or piece being referred to. The intensity liquefies the wax, however, safeguards and solidifies the mud. Fluid bronze is then filled this new shape. There are varieties to lost wax projecting. However, those are the rudiments. The last time Italy saw such an eye-catching exhuming of old bronze was back in 1972. Also, the disclosure of the ascent bronzes, which we alluded to before, involving two hero-type sculptures. Specialists doesn't know who the 2-meter-high sculptures should address or how they came to be together in any case. Eventually, the specialists don't know yet the antiquated sculptures seem to have been made in the Greek areas of Attica ver Argolis. Made utilizing the lost wax method we recently depicted, they are not 100% bronze sources. Note that itemizing, for example, the lips and, surprisingly, the areolas are copper. So since these astounding bronze sculptures have found occurs straight away, as referenced in True Explanations, the sculptures went to a lab in Roseto, Tuscany for reclamation. Answering Fresh Insight about the disclosure, Italy's administration has been fulsome in its recognition. Clergyman of culture Liberal and Giuliano portrayed the outcome as an extraordinary find. Regarding the combination of Etruscan and Roman relics, he says the definition of various developments is one of a kind in Italian culture. Egypt has been wanting to benefit from some high-profile revelations as of late. At the core of this convincing story is the collaboration between two fighting gatherings, the Romans and the Etruscans. The reality they seem to have endured each other's presence for the sake of profound edification has astounded archaeologists, also propelled specialists all over the planet. The sculptures might be made of bronze, however, for global interests, the revelation is unadulterated gold. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay updated with our latest videos, subscribing is the way to go. Just click that red button below and become a part of our channel family.